Hi guys, welcome to a new YouTube video of mine. This is a new weekend analysis by me. Um, as usual, we're going to be going into a deep dive of what happened last week, and then we'll have a future forecast of what we should be expecting for next week. Now, this is Euro CHF. Yeah. Um, Last week, Saturday, I was expecting it to be bearish. Ah, So this was where we stopped last week, Wednesday, last week, Saturday. And then if you have been following very well, if you remember, I was expecting a sell here. Remember I said always use confirmation before entering, even though there's liquidity above or below confirmation. And I was expecting a sell here also from this higher supply zone here and this higher supply zone also. But what I was expecting for last week was a sell from this zone, tap into this buy zone, and then we continue buying. Then let's see how market reacted to that zone on the smaller time frame, because we need to get confirmation entries for taking any trades in any supply or demand. So this is midnight. Definitely no one will be inside this trade because everyone is going to be asleep. Everyone is going to be asleep at this time. Okay, now this is the London session. Okay, so most everyone will be awake. We're expecting confirmation at that zone and expecting it to sell. Let's see what we have. Let me change the time frame a little. Okay, so that is what happened on Monday. It ranged for a very, very long time, creating more liquidity here. So that zone is still very, very important. You still have to check it. So this is the next day. Now, before it taps into the zone, you have to confirm when market taps into the zone to give you enough confirmations to enter the trade. And as you can see, went straight outside the zone. I don't think it gave any confirmation. It gave any confirmation. Yeah, you can see beautifully it didn't give any confirmation. So I want to delete the zones since they didn't give me any confirmation. Yes, I want to delete zones since they didn't give me any confirmation. Now we are looking what's upside. Okay, now we are expecting it to get into the zone and then sell back. So let me delete this. Now we've gotten break of structure at this zone. Yeah, beautiful break of structure there. So our new demand zone is going to be here. Since it has been so bullish, you can just use instant spending orders and use the open or the defense, whichever way you want it. Okay, this is beautiful, beautiful. Nice tap into it, and then this is going to be the take profits, 69 pips or this one here. Before you take profits, make sure it gives you confirmation to sell. So once it gives you confirmation to sell, then you should know that okay, I want to take profit. But if it doesn't give confirmation to sell, then you uh can keep trailing your profits. You understand? You can keep trailing your profits. Okay. Okay, and this one just went up like that, went out of the zone. At least we have given you 90 pips from just that single trade, and 90 pips is also not bad. You might have closed, you might still be holding whichever way, but I'm very sure you'd have taken a lot of profit from that zone. Okay, so as we kept breaking structures, it kept giving us new demand zones to work with. New demand zones to work with. I'll take this one as my major demand zone. My pending order is going to be here also. Target anything reasonable. Okay, so that is where we are in the markets currently. So what am I expecting for next week? Next week, from the weekly time frame, we have been so bearish, and that's what we have been trying to follow. But now it's trying to flip to the upside. Okay, it's trying to flip to the bullish side. Now looking at this 1 hour demand zone, think that is what market is trying to respect, and then it is trying to flip to the other side. Now, for me, I'm very, very bullish on this pair. I'm very, very bullish on Euro CHF. So by next week, we should be looking for buying opportunities at this first demand zone or the second demand zone. For me, if you'll be using instant pending orders, you shouldn't send instant pending order on this zone. You set it on this zone, which I have done. If you want to enter here, then you can look for confirmations towards long this pair. Okay, so let me delete this zone because markets obviously didn't respect the supply zone. So far, we got this beautiful trade here, and if you have been following, you would have also gotten nice trades along the way. Okay. Yeah, so let's move to the next pair, which is Euro USD. Euro USD and Euro USD. We're expecting what was I expecting on Euro USD? Let's go to the weekly time frame. Yeah, we're expecting bearish moves also on the Euro USD as we're expecting on the Euro CHF because we expected this bullish move, but it mitigated this 4-hour supply zone, and then since then it has been heading to the downside. Yeah, almost mitigated this 4-hour supply zone. It has been heading to the downside. And then last week I was expecting, okay, we should get a sell from this supply zone, which beautifully happened. And let's quickly go back in time. Yeah, so this was where we stopped last week Friday, last week Saturday. I was expecting a supply here or this extreme supply zone because of liquidity above us. Okay, but most of the times, liquidity supply zones formed like this, side areas of liquidity, most of the time grabs, and most of the time it doesn't grab. It comes back to mitigate, or if it doesn't mitigate here, it mitigates this one here. But for me, if there's liquidity there and I get good confirmation entry to sell, I'll take the risk. If it is a probably 3 people SL or 5 people SL trade, then I'll probably take the risk because it's worth the risk. Then target should be somewhere around it. This was what we were expecting on Euro USD last week. We're saying expecting a sell from this zone and a sell from this zone. So let's see how everything will play out as we are moving in the trend with the trend. So we got a breakout, a break of structure from here, but that's not easy to say. Okay, this zone is a valid zone. Yeah, so entering the zone, you don't have to use instant pending order. Wait for a shift and then confirmation entry. Okay, so didn't do any of that. Didn't mitigate the zone, whereas just created liquidity below the zone like this, above the zone. So we should be expecting the demand zone here be mitigated because there is a break of structure again. Okay, didn't mitigate this demand zone, and then this demand zone here didn't break structure. I'd have used this demand zone here, didn't break structure. So just went straight into the supply zone, and then entering into the supply zone with full force, probably went to grab the liquidity here and then started selling immediately. So going down to the 5-minute time frame, see there was a break of structure here, and there was a mitigation already. For those that like using this type of entry, you'd have made some profits here. But let's go to the 15 minutes time frame to see if there'll be a mitigation of this 15 minutes supply, which I doubt. I think the market really sold off fast. So the target would be this here or this low. So let's keep moving. Yeah, unfortunately, the market didn't mitigate the 15 minutes POI, but mitigated the 5 minutes POI for those that love to use 5 minutes POI confirmation. So you can see mitigation and then and into profits. Okay, so let's look at where the market is heading to. Yeah, so for me, I'm still very bearish on this. See now, mitigated this previous 1-hour demand zone liquidity created below, and it's trying to, obey this demand zone that is formed. What I'm just going to do is I'll be expecting sell from this zone, yeah, and then a sell from this zone also. So those are the two zones I'm expecting sales from. This one I just feel it should be a buy to sell or a buy to sell. This a buy to sell or a buy to sell. So this is what I'm expecting on Euro USD for coming week. Okay, so if you have been following this video, you should know that okay, you can make profits with most of these setups. Now let's move to GBP JPY. So for next week, what am I expecting? I'm still very, very bearish on Euro USD for next week. Pressing a touch here or a touch here. Confirm your entry before entering. Also, inside this zone, make sure you use your confirmation before taking the sales. So the last pair, GBP JPY. Let's quickly go back a little bit. Aha, I think it was there. Yeah, so this is GBP JPY. This was where it ended last week. Yes. That was where it ended last week. We're expecting a touch into this demand zone, but instead of waiting for the old demand zone to get mitigated, you can look for what a sell demand zone was to give you a sell entry to buy. Okay, so that's what we're expecting here, a sell to buy. And let's see how it's played out. So this was midnight. At this point, no, but I don't expect anybody to be inside this trade. This is still midnight also. Okay, so everything happened in a jiffy. Okay, this was 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock Asian session. So I believe everyone is going to be asleep at that point. And if there was no one, if you weren't asleep, you would have gotten entry around this zone. Let's go to the one. Okay. You have gotten a beautiful entry around this zone. Yeah, but I doubt I'll even get an entry there because at that time I'm going to be asleep. So let's just ignore that, and but it's played out beautifully well as we're expecting it, and we're expecting a touch into this POI. Since that's been bullish, so bullish, you can just set your start pending orders, waiting to get executed, refine it if you want, as we're expecting. So yeah, give more than 100 pips here. This is 200 pips just from the sell to buy. Okay, so that was what we're expecting. Sell to buy. So if you miss the sell, nothing much, and buy here also. So let's check if we got any confirmation entry there using the 1 minute confirmation or the 5 minutes confirmation. Yeah, tap into the zone beautifully well. Okay, tap into the zone again. It broke out, broke structure. So first of all, this will be the entry, right? So this is where we're expecting this to buy from. I also have another zone here also. So these are the two zones I want to work with. I want to work with this zone. And then I want to work with this zone also. So whichever gives me entry, I would really appreciate, because the two of them gave me beautiful breakout structures. Yeah, yeah, yes. So it gave me breakout structures and we look too long, okay? So the first zone activated beautifully well. Okay. Playing out well. Okay, so let's make the seconds a little smaller. For me, I'll use 5 pips SL. 5 pips SL. That's what I always use. Sometimes 3 pips if it's not a Gbpjpy pair. Okay, so and then we got the breakout. That is the breakthrough. Okay, so that is how you'd have gotten into this beautiful GBP trade. The target is going to be here, and then if it doesn't give you sell confirmation, you continue with sell with the buy. Okay, so I think that gave around 200 pips. I've seen that before using the entry confirmations dot this channel. Okay, so and I think GBP has been so bullish since then, and until so for me, I'll be taking sales from here. Yeah, for next week, that I'll be expecting taking sales from that zone because the sell is so massive from that zone or this zone. Look for entry here. I also look for entry here. I think this is going to be all for the analysis of this pair Gbpjpy. Going to the weekly time frame, it's very bullish, but we got this rejection here. But last 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, we also got rejection here and then it went up. Maybe it wants to do the same thing and repeat itself again. But whenever I see rejection, most of the time it's always a sign that market wants to keep pushing down. Okay, but let's see how this is going to play out. I'm still very bearish on this, expecting sales from either this zone or this zone. Okay, so if you have been following so well, if you want to follow it, if it breaks structures to the upside, you can look for buying opportunities. Look sell from that supply for this zone, and then you trail your profits. Maybe this one might give you a lot. So this one gave you around 300 pips, and yeah, so that's what you'll be expecting. So if you are new to this channel, do well to click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon also, so you can get notified whenever I drop a video. Like the video, comment in the comment section if you have anything to say or if you have a question to ask. You can always contact me on my Telegram group. You can always contact me on my FOREX on my WhatsApp also. Sorry for that. You can contact me on WhatsApp or Telegram. Okay. I think that will be all for now. Subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and most importantly, share with friends and family. At this point, I'm gonna say peace, guys. I'm out.